Okay. Going? Mm-hmm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the logo for One-Eyed Fat Man Studios. It was done by Terrence Muncie. And you know me, I am the One-Eyed Fat Man. So, welcome. Today we've got some special guests here. I'm here with the paranormal investigation group called Paranormal Veil Entertainment. Over here I've got Lawrence Bobbitt, the leader, creator. Got Kevin. Got Brent. We got April over here. And we have a Hulk. His name is Dustin. He's back over here. You'll see him in a minute. But we're going to talk about what these guys have been up to this last year. What's coming up. We've got some guests that unfortunately were not able to be here today, which was Hack from Hack's Horror Show and DJ Twitch. We hope to have them here next Sunday, but hopefully this video will be on all their streaming services, YouTube channels, Facebook. But anyway, I'm going to turn around here and I'm going to ask Larry a couple of questions, and I might just kind of squeeze in between them. So let's see if can you still see all of us? All right. First things first. Larry, you had Hunting Evil for what, 2 years?
Oh, no, not even that. It was mainly, we started off, it was me and Brent at the start of it. We were extreme supernatural seekers, and then we just kind of kept that name for a little bit, and then we kind of I came with the name Hunting Evil. We went with that, and that was 2019, late 2019 and through October of 2020.
Okay. So, we know that team's no longer, a lot of the people quit and went other ways. We can get into that at some other point. Yeah. But that took place after
the Monroe House.
The Monroe House. That's something that this team is going to do at a later date.
Right.
But tell me about some of the newer investigations that you guys have been on.
Well, shoot, that's going on 25 now. We've done, me and Brent started doing, we went and did Fort Dickerson, Beaver Ridge Cemetery during the day. Gosh, what else have we done? Beaver Ridge, we did all, Beaver Ridge, Fort Dickerson Quarry, Old Gray Cemetery, Brushy Mountain.
Now, Brushy Mountain was last week or a couple of weeks back?
Yeah, something like that. And then, golly, those are probably the only new ones I think we've done so far, I think. Annabelle.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into her. She's been doing a few things today while we've been getting ready. So
yeah, the REM pod's been going on.
She likes messing with me.
Yeah, and this is Kevin.
Kevin is our newest team member, guys. And Dustin is over there. So the last two. So we got 6 now. So we're good. We're solid.
Okay, now, Kevin, you and Dustin came in, was it Wednesday or Thursday?
Uh-huh.
And you had a little bit of a experience with Annabelle over there.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So, all I can say is the feeling that I felt was nothing but pure rage. Pure rage. I don't have any animosity towards dolls. Not that I know of. I walked up to the doll and flipped at the bird and immediately thought to myself, oh my God, what did I just do? Because I can't explain why I did that, but yeah.
So now we've been going over some stuff here today, and she's been kind of playing. We had conversations earlier, and you don't need that, but she kind of fed off of that energy here just a little bit ago, didn't she?
She did.
And April, didn't you have?
I mean, I just had to walk out of the room, and because I was feeling angry, anxious for whatever reason, and I just had to leave the room and step outside. I tend to feel things like energies and emotions and things like that. I work in a sales environment, so being able to read somebody's emotions helps. But I can definitely pick up on what somebody's feeling, even if they don't tell me. I pretty much know.
So is that why you got into paranormal? Or?
I've always felt these kind of feelings where I've always been able to feel something rush up on me, and then everybody goes, "Oh no, you get these cold." I've never experienced cold. I've experienced prickly feelings on the back of my neck. That's, and it's always been something that's interested me. I've seen stuff over at the Masonic Lodge over in Concord at a younger age in high school that I can't explain what it was, but I've always had an interest. So,
well, it's like when I talked to Larry, and I've been an ordained minister now for 12 to 15 years, and I told him, I said, I believe in demons. And I'm not a real big believer in ghosts per se, but I do entertain the notion that they could exist.
Right.
I think me and Dustin had the conversation with everything in this world. You'd be kind of stupid if you didn't leave that door open,
right,
that it exists.
It's absolutely it's mind blowing though, to like the people on this team, except with the exception of April. I grew up with Dustin. I went to high school with Brent. I went to high school with Larry. These are people that I've grown up with that I never knew that they had paranormal experiences. I've had paranormal experiences, but it was just something I never talked about. I mean, I'd even say something to my mom. My mom's like, "Oh, that's the ghost that lives in the back hallway," and I'm like, "Ah, you're funny," and she really wasn't kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
April, why don't you come over here and tell us how you felt a little while ago when you were in here? You experienced a little bit while she was doing her shenanigans. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it shenanigans. We don't want her messing up any more of my statues.
Right.
So you had gone outside, I think, to smoke or something, and you came back in, and tell me what happened.
For some reason, I end up usually getting that draining feeling. Like something's trying to drain my energy. And that tends to happen, whenever I go into a haunted place or, any kind of place that has any type of activity of sorts.
So you all went to Brushy Mountain. Who all was at Brushy?
All of us were here.
Okay, so everybody here, I wasn't, so I had to work playing with toys. But go ahead and sit down there, brother. And she's
on her shenanigans again.
So,
Shacking up again.
yeah.
It's kind of funny how Steven's nose starts bleeding like a gusher.
And it was him that was walking by there when she started up earlier. So
And then your arm started going numb.
And my arm, the agitation he was experiencing. We know for a fact because we've had 5 investigations now, 4 or 5 on her.
Yes.
And every time it's something different with her. It's always, okay, what are you going to do now?
Right.
Because it's never repeated what she's done. And that get a little bit with the Brushy. Everybody that was here was at Brushy. So, kind of start off at Brushy. How did you start that investigation, Larry?
Where should I sit?
You could
I'll
probably...
just want, if the camera is everybody, here, Kevin.
Here, we'll just move this way a little bit.
I can stand, bro.
Sit down.
Because I think we're all in it, right, Dustin?
Not all, but close.
Sorry, guys, we got a really big team. Small space.
Little wigs.
Okay.
I don't have Brent, but
Move down this way a little bit, Brent.
Now scoot in, guys. We're like sardines. Come on, clown car.
All right, we're gonna go hunt bad stuff together. We might as well get.
Nice.
Because if we're running out of a place, we're all running out of there quick. Get out. Too bad we can't stay.
Right?
There we go. So brushing.
Yeah.
You got down there. Daylight or dark?
It was dark. It was at night. We had the show. They had the show up at 8 o'clock or 8:30, and then since we had already been there, Jamie, they were all sitting outside waiting. I had just gotten off work at a good time, so I got there by 9. I think.
Okay, hold on right there. While you all were waiting, the people that were waiting, did you all experience anything while you were waiting?
No, it was anything that was just storytelling.
Okay.
They made me pee outside.
So, so we get down there. We got in. I said hi to Jamie and everything. Talked to the guys for a little bit. We all went inside. I started getting all the equipment out and stuff. The stuff that I think I sent done with the equipment, but I started getting it out of the packages. Some nice music to go on with the story. and then we started. So I think they were gonna break off. I went off by myself for a little bit, and then they went off as a group. I think, did you guys break up?
No,
at any?
it was me and Dustin. We ran off whenever you ran off. And we came
Dustin,
back.
come on over here so they can see who you are there for a
Whatever
minute.
was there was running.
I've got some work over here. I'll be over there in
one way.
a bit.
Yeah.
We would go after Larry, and then we would end up in the spot where Larry just was, and whatever it is was running around.
It had us like we would be. Let's
We were
go
chasing-
find
we were
Larry, and
chasing
then it's
our
like,
head.
oh,
We heard
squirrel.
something. Yeah, they heard something over there, and so I went into the gymnasium first by myself and tested the REM pod holding in my hand. Have you seen that video on YouTube yet?
I've seen part of it.
Okay. I actually caught on the audio with that was when I had my REM pod and I was going like showing the spirits how to interact with it, and at one point it was dark in there and my hand hit the antenna and I about dropped the REM pod and I caught it. And then probably about a minute or so later, I caught a disembodied laugh on audio. Like something was standing, like it sounded like it was behind me,
Okay.
but I didn't hear it. And I turned around and I was like, I swear I feel something behind me or something like that. But it's right after the laugh, it's like a on camera. And I left the gymnasium and I went around through the backside and came back in and went outside, had a cigarette because I thought they would have been there by now. And so, but evidently they were, I don't know where you all had wandered off to and stuff
The
like
hole, then the
Everywhere.
then the
And so-
bathroom, then the gymnasium.
We went everywhere, man.
And then the gymnasium, so you guys went to the gymnasium after I had left, and then I went up into the chow hall.
Yep.
Set up the REM pod in there, started getting responses, held it in my hand, and then I heard coming back from behind the place where they serve the food from, which nobody's allowed back there. It's all chained up, fenced off, everything. And I heard a door slam. It's like a bang and then a wha-bam. And I turned around.
On one of my videos, you can see something block out the light
Yeah.
back there where he's talking about, because I caught something too.
And so I heard that, and then I had more interaction with the REM pod, and then that's when I heard them coming. And on their videos, you hear them find me. You hear me up there talking, and then Brent's telling them, like, shh, shh, shh. And so they were going to go up there, and then all of a sudden, they go the other way. And so then I keep experimenting in there, and then finally I think Dustin came in there, and they all came in, and at that point, it was kind of hot in there, and then Kevin goes, dude, it just got really hot in here.
Okay, so now are these videos up?
Yeah, they're on our Facebook,
Okay.
YouTube and Facebook.
All right, so give them your
Not
Facebook
all.
and YouTube.
It's guys on Facebook. It's a private group. We're going to work on making this group public, but you can find us under Paranormal Veil Entertainment on Facebook. All of our videos are filmed live. We film every investigation live if we have signal. But all of our live investigations are up on there, guys. Randolph County, there's some live videos that me and John went there. It was two of us, 4 floors and 50,000 square feet. So we tried to film live as much as we could. We were mainly focused on camera. But anyways, all of our live videos are up on there. So you can go on there, give them a view. Our YouTube channel's under the same name, Paranormal Veil Entertainment. And so far, I think we got 9 videos up, and we are working on going through the editing for all these because we will be compiling from Brushy Mountain when we go in August. We have a haunted road trip coming up. August 22nd through the 24th, we will be at Stone Mansion in Winchester, Indiana. The very next day, we are going into Randolph County Asylum. It will be my second time there. These guys will be their very first time. And then the day we get back from Randolph County Asylum, that night we are going back into Brushy Mountain for a 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. So we will try to get some videos loaded up for Brushy, because up there's no cell phone reception at all, unless you have a Wi-Fi connector that you can plug into your phone. So, but with that, we will be compiling all this evidence, and we're going to try to do some feature-length films when we get back. All the evidence from Brushy, Randolph, and past investigation from Randolph Asylum. We're going to compile that evidence in with the new stuff that we get in Stone Mansion. We are going to we are talking about filming that live on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page when we get up there.
Okay, now I'll be at CreepyCon the weekend that you all are gone, so we will, at our booth, we will be running, if we're able to, the live stream at the booth. We'll have a DVD of like greatest hits that'll be running. So that, of course, is here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So anybody that is at CreepyCon, you can swing by the Pop Culture Autographs and Collectibles and One-Eyed Fat Man Studios booth and see those videos there. Now, April, you had a health scare.
Yes, it was 3 years ago. I finished 3 years ago. I had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. I was diagnosed right after Halloween of 2017. And let's see, by the 3rd injection, I was clear. It was a miracle, but yes, I faced that.
So you, for you going through this, has that affected your opinion of the paranormal? Has it affected the way you approach investigations? I know you're new to it, but does it factor in how you deal with any of that?
It just, I don't know. I think it definitely strengthened me for bravery. Definitely, I figure if I can go through that, then I can face just about anything. So
There you go. There you go. I know I've been through stuff myself. I know Larry's. He's been through some stuff with his back, hernias. I'm pretty sure everybody here's hurt at some point. I mean, you can't get to our age and not hurt something.
No.
But let's talk about the ectoplasm at Brushy Mountain.
The mist.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Well,
now I saw the video, and I remember sitting here with you. Now, my place on this team is I'm kind of the, let me see what a natural occurring set of factors. I don't even know what I want to say here. My brain just like... You were... Now, who was filming?
April.
April was filming. You were facing... You were standing in front of double painted windows.
I think there was
Or
one
was
pane.
that like... No,
We were standing there, and then what it was chained off around like that, and then over here's a bleacher, but then there's a sign right here where the chain went behind, and we're standing right there by the sun, pretty much. I was right here, she was right here, and that's where we're doing all that stuff at.
and you saw that light, like, real low, and then one of you turned
Yeah.
She turned.
and
Yeah.
looked at the windows while the
That
other
would
one,
be-
and you had this mist go in front of the window.
Yeah.
And to me, looking at it, it looks like different light refraction off of different sources, catching dust or particulate matter in the air. Okay, that could be a logical explanation of it. So, do you go into these investigations automatically assuming that everything's paranormal? Or
No.
do you go into it with an open mind? Because I know a lot of teams, and there are a lot of paranormal teams out there, they don't even look at the natural, it seems. They just go
Right.
straight to the... We got some good... there was this show on history called Monster Quest. And they never found any kind of evidence whatsoever, but at the end of it, we collected some good evidence, and we did this, and we did this, and there was like 3 seasons of it. And it's like, what evidence? You found hair in the woods. Is it Bigfoot? Is it a deer? Is it a bear? Is it something? You got a Wookiee? You got a Wookiee running around?
See, I try to be as skeptical as possible because I'm a very see it to believe it kind of person. And my limited knowledge of what I've seen in the paranormal is very, very, very limited.
Yeah.
So until I have something that changes my mind, I can listen to everybody else talk about it all day long, but until I see it, I'm still going to remain a little bit skeptical, and I think that helps. Whenever you go in, walking into somewhere, and you're a little apprehensive of the location, but you're not going to sit here and go, well, everything I hear, every creak in the floorboard is something that's paranormal.
Yeah,
That gets in that whole group paranoia thing.
Yeah.
Right.
If you automatically go into an environment that you've been told a bunch of horrific things about, whether people want to say they're scared or not, there is paranoia because you could be faced with something that's scary, and I don't know what the actual. There's this human ability to see faces in anything, and they say that is a particular. It's a particular trait in human beings because we're so social. You can be sitting and staring at the floor when you're using the bathroom, and man, it kind of looks like a face there. Or those branches kind of look like a face.
Yeah.
So you get this kind of thing going on. You add fear into it, a very dimly lit area, and you can turn and think you see something out of the corner of your eye, and oh my God, what was that? And you turn back and it's not there, but it's because you're actually looking for it this time. And I've noticed, and watching some of these shows, everything's edited.
Yeah.
Videos are enhanced.
Our
Me and
videos
you
are not
watched
on
a
YouTube.
video in this store one day where they hear something in an EVP. And me and Larry, we both hear something, but it is not what they put up there. And then they put it up in subtitles. And we're like, that is not what I'm hearing. So there's a whole lot of what you see is what you get with this team. They're not out there, enhancing or telling you, I hear the word die when someone else hears the word buttercup. Because some of those words we heard, they were big. That's not even the right syllables. And then you put up the subtitle, and
that's what you're going to hear.
And suddenly, maybe you're kind of being led to believe it because it's for drama's sake.
Right.
So where do you fall in that? Are you, say the team takes off, say you get a TV show, say you get monetized on YouTube, you keeping it real?
Yes, we are.
100%.
Okay.
That's why we don't edit our footage on YouTube. All the videos that you guys see on YouTube, that's raw, unedited footage.
And I'll be the first one to apologize. Foulmouth Freddy over here is going to have a lot of bleeping out on the content.
Curse jar.
They're gonna make a swear jar for me, and that's what we're gonna use to fund more equipment.
Yeah.
Because it'll fill it fast. I promise it will. But these reactions that you're gonna get out of us are gonna be raw, unfiltered, and they're gonna be real. They're gonna be something that you can empathize with because we're not here to fake it. I really want something to scare the crap out of me, and you guys see it all over my face. Because I don't hide emotion. If I'm mad about something or scared about something, you can see it all over my face. So, and I'm looking forward to the more investigations that we're going to be doing, that y'all are going to be able to see these reactions from us, because we're going into some pretty awesome places.
Yep.
We've already got some really good ideas.
Yes, we do.
And they're local. They're actually not, far away from right here in good old Knoxville, Tennessee.
Being real and being scary. We know where this is going. Let's talk about it. The Monroe House.
Right.
It's on the books for much later.
Yeah.
But what about that house do you feel is not necessarily the scariest, but
That is the scariest place I've ever been.
what is the feeling you get? You went up there and didn't even go in. You said you were just looking at it from across the
I was talking
street.
about in April. Oh yeah.
And tell them how you felt just looking at it from a distance.
Well, John State, my old teammate, he stayed at the hotel. I asked him if he wanted to go. He said no. He said, I don't want to be anywhere near that house, and I never want to see that house ever again. And he's like, you want to go? You can go ahead. So I decided to go. I drove up there. Our investigation at Randolph County wasn't until the following day. I wanted us to get up there a day early so we could have time to relax after the car trip, unwind, get everything together, plan how we're going to do this. So I drove up there. It's 15 minutes outside of Gas City, Indiana. It's a real short ride, real short. So I get up, the closer I got to Hartford City, I started to have this unsettling feeling in the pit of my stomach. I started feeling scared. My heart started beating a little bit faster, and it's kind of funny because, I mean, it's almost like it knew I was coming to see it. And that's the scary part. And the closer I got, I finally get to Monroe Street, and I had this, I can't describe the feeling. It was fear. And I turn the corner as I'm coming up the road. You see, I mean, it's literally sitting right there, and it's just ominous. And I pull into this donut shop parking lot, and I'm just sitting there looking at the house, and I'm literally terrified. I could literally feel what's there staring at me, like it remembered me. And then there was another group of investigators there that day, a group of women. That's who Lisa Potts was. I met her, and she remembered the name on the hat, and that's how she found us on Facebook. And they were out there, and one of them kind of threw their arms up at me, and I yelled out, I was like, no, I'm not taking pictures of you. And so I was like, I better get in the car and drive over there and explain to these women that I'm not, here
not creeping on them.
Right, thank you. And so I drove up there, and I rolled down my window, and as soon as I got up into that back alley, I was, nervous, scared, because, I mean, it's right there. And I'm talking to her, and I introduced myself, and I was like, yeah, so y'all here today, or is this y'all's first time here? And they're like, yeah, it's our first night. I was like, how long y'all staying? And they're like, just tonight. I was like, okay. She's like, so you said you've been here before? And I was like, yeah, last year me and my team were here. She's like, oh, really? And so I started telling them about evidence that we captured, like the blue room, the basement, and the crawl space, the Ouija room, and stuff like that. And, so I was just telling them, and I did tell them, I said, y'all, and we shared evidence. I showed her the picture of the thing coming out behind me from the crawl space. And I warned them, I was like, I'm just telling y'all, be careful, just be careful. And I was like, the later it gets in this house, the more active it's probably going to get. Keep an eye on each other, because it's going to make you all get tense with each other. Just keep an eye. If people start,
because you had that with one of the guys that was there. It was very, very mellow kind of guy,
yes.
Very peaceful, and
yes.
He just got really
kind
angry, kind of like what you were experiencing today.
Yeah, and so she said, yeah, that's So I warned them, I said, just keep an eye on each other, be safe. Just be safe. And she's like, and I kept looking over my shoulder like this, back at the house, because, I mean, it's literally at that point, my hands started getting really wet and clammy, my heart started beating faster, and I started getting very, very anxious and edgy. She's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And she's like, well, you look really anxious. Like, I am. She's like, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I would like to go home now. And so I was like, just be careful. And so I left, and I drove down that back alley, cut the corner, and I just I beelined it. And hate to say this on live TV, but after that, I was like, okay, Randolph County's tomorrow. I need a couple of cold beers after that. So I found a gas station, met some new people, told them about us, and then I got in my car and I left, and I kept driving. I did not look behind me, but I started praying in my car because I could literally feel that thing. I felt like Ichabod Crane being ran out of Sleepy Hollow, and the Headless Horseman was right on my heels. And I kept praying, and I crossed that bridge, and it stopped.
So now, Brent, you were at the house. The rest of the team's not been there. What does that make the rest of the team think when they hear this? And knowing that at some point we're going. Because I will be there for that investigation. And my personal opinion is that there are demonic entities that we deal with, not ghosts. And demons are fallen angels. Angels can kill 100,000 men. So can a demon. I feel just the limited knowledge I have from your all's investigation, you were chased out of the house.
Yes, I was.
You were chased out. And how does it make you feel? A little paranoid, excited? I mean, you look forward to being scared, like you said.
I've never been to the
But are you knowing what they went through? How do you feel?
If you want to go,
Kevin's going.
I'm apprehensive of it, just because, I mean, like I said before, I've always been this I gotta see it to believe it kind of person.
Believe it.
Sounds like this house would definitely make a believer out of me.
But you also feel real deeply.
Right.
You seem to be very empathic in that area.
You're going to be careful about that when you go with us
because
there.
you know, does that kind of worry you? What kind of feelings you're going to get?
Not really.
Okay, see, that's good. It's good to let's talk. The Bible says respect God, and people say, well, what do you mean respect? That means have a healthy dose of fear. It's healthy fear. It's that keeps you alive.
There's a reason that I don't really fear the feelings that I'm going to experience, because I know they're not my feelings.
There you go.
I know what my feelings are, and I know what feelings I'm in control of, and the ones that I'm not in control of, those aren't my feelings. So it's just a different objective way to look at it now that I've been affected on so many different levels by spirits, as far as like feeling their energy and their presence and being able to walk into a room. Like at Brushy Mountain, walked into the auditorium. I did not want to be there. You can hear it all over the cameras that are rolling. That Dustin and Kevin are going to go outside, and Kevin needs a cigarette. That's because Kevin walked into that room, and I got hit with a heavy wave of oppression.
I did too. I could feel it.
And I didn't want to be there.
Brent felt it too for the first time. He felt the pressure.
It's one of those things that I've learned to start trusting my gut, because my gut's going to tell me things that my brain doesn't know yet.
Yep.
And as long as I trust my gut and roll with that every single time, it's going to keep my tail out of some harm.
I hope.
Dustin, what do you think about it?
I don't know.
I will say this about that. When we do go, everybody needs to be on guard.
Yeah.
Because that house is alive. That house, the moment you step foot on that property, that house is going to reach you. I'm not kidding. I'm going back and not feeling what we felt there at the time we were there. It's almost like it put blinders on every single one of us and put earmuffs on our ears. And now going back and feeling that presence like that, I mean, we just got to be careful when we go.
Well, you got an old phrase from a cartoon in the 80s, and now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
Go Joe.
So, and being in a place, being a tough person, I got a 3rd degree black belt. It's not going to work against the spirit, you know.
Faith.
A lot of spiritual body armor.
Yes.
You know, we have different things that we can do when we go on these investigations, but, you know, a lot of praying, a lot of fasting,
Yes.
you know,
Just
pleading the
about
blood
to
of
say that.
Jesus, the spiritual armor that's mentioned in Ephesians, you know, and there are a lot of things that you can do when you deal with a demonic entity. I mean, I have a lot of people tell me they believe in God, but they don't believe in demons, and I'm like, okay. Or I believe in the devil, but I don't believe in God. All right. And I guess the moon landing was fake too, right? You know, like I said earlier, I guess Bigfoot shot JFK. So knowing
He does have opposable thumbs.
he does,
You can put it in on the grassy knoll too.
Yeah, his camouflage is no match for the grassy knoll.
we've got that brings up something. Me and you had discussed at one point doing a couple of cryptid investigations.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, up in Rockwood, you have
yeah.
reports of the Tennessee wildman, which is
Yep.
a Bigfoot species.
Yeah.
So, Mothman, West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Which is where we're going next year for season 2, up there to Sweet Springs.
Big Jim at Mountain Oddities, who's at Brushy today.
Mm-hmm.
Not been able to get a hold of him. Y'all say there's horrible cell signal.
There is
There
none.
is no cell phone.
There isn't any.
But,
once you get up there to closer to Petros, right outside of Oliver Springs,
Mhm.
it just flat
Snowball.
So he's been invited to the Mothman Festival.
Really?
So, you know, maybe go up there for the festival and maybe stay for an investigation up in that area.
Thanks, dude.
And if any of our viewers, fans, anybody like that has any suggestions on places you would like us to go investigate, like that you'd like to see, that you have questions about, shoot us a comment. Give us some ideas. Because, I mean, we've got our own good ideas, but that doesn't mean that we can't have y'all help contribute too.
Kind of reminds me of Mike Rowe on Dirty Jobs. You know, he said, you know, if you send them in because there's only so much you can think of.
Right.
You know, and there's what was one person said, there are no haunted places, just haunted people.
That could be true too.
Possibly, but we've had this conversation today and other days that the Monroe House, the word Legion has been attached to it numerous times.
Yeah, Sherry Stewart.
And to give you an idea, there are 3,000 people in a Legion. And that gets us back to pigs, a cliff, and jumping off of it. So that was a lot of pigs. So we think about...
I was just thinking that's a lot of bacon.
Yeah, that's a lot of bacon.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bacon. I'm sure I
That's
want
a
to
lot
eat
of
demon-infested bacon.
Yeah.
It's a lot of blasphemy.
Morristown.
It's a lot of waste of good pork.
Yeah, in Morristown, they filmed The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Larry said earlier, you gotta be real careful going up there.
Yeah.
But that was a movie.
Plus, look at the properties.
You know, so is the property. Well, I'm saying there's a movie there, but no one's ever said whether they experienced any. A lot of people will say during making horror movies, because there's a show that talks to celebrities, and there have been numerous ones that have talked about filming a certain place and feeling a spirit.
Yeah.
You got The Exorcist. Amityville.
Yeah.
You know, Amityville happened. A lot of people say that was fake. You have the people say it's real. The family definitely believed in it. My personal opinion with Amityville is the reason new owners haven't experienced anything is it followed the Lutzes.
Yeah.
Because both George and Kathy are dead. The kids are, if you looked at it as a family, it'd be uber dysfunctional.
Yep.
The documentary, My Amityville Horror, that man,
He's messed up.
he says it. It messed him up. He says, there's stuff that I saw and
Experience.
as a kid, it wasn't fake.
Yeah.
And how do those experiences come over when you try to tell somebody an experience like you had being chased out of there? How did you feel at that moment? Was it, I am in fear for my life. If I don't get out of here, I'm a dead man.
I guess in a simple way is that it's just like one of those that now you just get that creepy feeling and then you just hear something coming, so you don't know if you want to run or, flee or fight.
Fight or
And
flight.
Best thing to do is just go with your instincts. So I fled.
There was something got on Brent's Hills at Brushy too,
Yeah.
because he come up on me and I seen his face. And
God, I told him when I saw that happen, I was there, and I said, that's the same look you had on your face when you ran out of the Monroe house. Wide-eyed, panicked look.
Also, a bunch of times where I've been called out on a bunch of these, but
yeah.
So I know you had a real hard believing in this stuff when you were first doing it.
yes,
Where are you at now?
unbeliever. I mean, still just fully believe, probably have to witness it or see something very real, just like Monroe House. Yeah, that wasn't the only time that we were like fleeing because something was going on. But there's multiple things that happened that made us flee from there.
Yeah.
What hunt coming up do you all look forward to the most?
All three of them.
There's not one that kind of... I'm excited about these, but man, I am so super
I would have
stoked
to
about
say,
this one.
well, for
Brushy
me,
too.
Brushy too.
I'm kind of super bummed that I'm not going to be able to go to Stone Mansion because of work reasons.
Yeah.
But being in the car show
I think
business,
Stone Mansion, because I haven't been to Stone
I don't
Mansion
have a
yet.
whole lot of time off.
Lenore City Ford. Go see Kevin.
Yeah,
There you go.
Shameless car plug.
Hey, bring your business cards in. We'll put them out for people. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Lenore City Ford.
Lenore City Ford,
Kevin
probably one of the only games in town right now that has any inventory. I mean, this whole computer chip shortage thing is crazy. Nobody has new inventory. Used car prices are sky high. and we're actually better in the market than everybody else as far as prices go, and we have a selection. So if you guys are needing a used or new vehicle, come see me down at the North City Ford, Highway 321.
There you go.
Less than Silent Bob, Kevin Smith. It's Leslie Ford.
And then you have, let's talk about it, hunting during a pandemic.
Oh shoot, that was rough. That was like when 2020, like we couldn't really go. We were lucky enough to get into the Monroe house, but we were looking forward to interviewing Eddie. But Pam said, sadly, due to the pandemic, Eddie will not be there. So
it has kind of affected your
did.
ability
You
to
can't go
research.
anywhere. Yeah. But now that we're out of the pandemic, well, not fully, but I mean, we're able to go places, so that's what.
Now, here's something to look for maybe 5 or 6 years down the line when this thing is behind us. I mean, I think we're seeing some of the new norm, but what do we think is going to happen with all these deaths in all these countries if ghosts, free human spirits, are on the earth? These are things, we're talking millions of people
that are restless and unsettled because they probably thought they were going before their time.
Yeah.
That's honestly something I hadn't thought about. But you do bring up a really good point.
So I think, like like World War II, Auschwitz, Dachau, nobody's ever thought about doing, and if they have, I've not seen them, an investigation in these places.
Oh God.
So you think,
Catacombs.
huh?
Catacombs.
Yeah. I mean, there are big events that have happened, and you got places like Brushy, Monroe House, Waverly Hills. It's kind of hard to get on a plane and go to Germany and get unlimited access to Auschwitz, but we look at things sometimes, and if it is human spirits, we don't have a bigger. Outside of COVID, that's the closest thing we in this generation have to just massive deaths. The Black Plague. We've heard that there is plague. They haven't said what kind in the country. Somebody on a plane with 200 people brought monkeypox into the country. It was in the news in the last 2 weeks. And they're watching 25 states?
27.
27 states. There's a lot going on in this world right now. Could that be because of spiritual things? Could it be the demonic? Could it be something that we are not, we're not open to at this point? It's just odd. And I don't want to say, we're not plugging paranormal research because of the pandemic. That's just bad taste. But somewhere down the line, if everything goes great and this team is still around, still doing it, and we think that's going to happen because of the way the team is set up and your all's beliefs, maybe somebody should be the first to say, let's look into this. Maybe it would be something worth investigating, and not to shamelessly plug or make money on YouTube, but I know you want to do this because you really want to help people. We've discussed this.
Yeah.
You want to bring closure to people. You want to bring freedom to people. These are big events.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody in Germany has done an investigation like that. It's just not. Sometimes you get, this is taboo, we don't discuss it, But if you want to help people, maybe that's for you to look into somewhere in the future.
Yeah.
And growing forward, hopefully, you all are open to other, getting new team members, correct? Yeah. You're getting some merchandise made up, from what I understand, T-shirts, stuff. We talked about stickers, and stuff like that. You're gonna maybe have the team actually at the store at Pop Culture signing autographs here within the next month. Maybe.
I would like to actually do another one of those. I had a blast doing that.
With the autographs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and the store's at 6113 Chapman Highway. It's called Pop Culture Autographs and Collectibles. and Mountain Oddities. Mountain Oddities is the biggest oddity museum in East Tennessee at this time. So just keep checking the Facebook pages, the YouTube pages. If we get them in here, get them signing autographs. Maybe, what are you all open to selling DVDs of your all's investigations?
See, I was wanting to do that back when we were hunting evil. I would like to do that once we get the feature films made up for Brushy, Randolph, and Stone
Ready to
Mansion.
go. It's just
Okay.
take a little bit of time.
Yeah,
to piece
I
them
would love
together.
to. That or Blu-ray. I mean,
Just say you get somebody coming in, absolute non-believer, and we know people can be very confrontational. You know, they have their opinion. You're not going to change it. What do you say to them? Well, if they're watching us right now, what do you say to them?
come on. He's looking at you, Brent. Come on, man.
I mean, it's myself experiencing what I've experienced as a minister. And I've had people tell me they don't believe in God. You know, they don't believe in the devil. They don't believe in all this, what they call crap, versus a bit more colorful than that. And I'm like, and you have that right, but you're wrong. Because what I've seen. You can't take that from me. I've experienced it. And you're going to sit there until somebody's going to tell you you're wrong with your own personal experiences in these places. I'm a bit more of a butthead than you are.
They
I'm
can
like,
believe what they want to believe. I mean, it's their choice how they want to live.
so you're not worried about changing
mean,
their mind.
I'd rather for them to believe in, you know, something that's actually going to harm them than believe that, hey,
Well, the way that we do investigations, we use a lot of different tools, such as a spirit box, laser grid,
REM
pods, things like that.
And you all have some of that stuff with you today, right?
Yep.
we do.
Keys, all that.
REM pod is over there by Annabelle.
Mary, can you reach
So-
around there and grab that, please?
It's more than just sight based on what we can see. It's what we can prove on camera with scientific equipment.
It's okay.
What are you doing to it?
I'm not doing anything to it. It's fine. It's just it's trying to get a reading over here. So
I bet you move it away from all that stuff.
Let's just
There we go.
lift it up here and show the camera. So this is REM pod. What does it do?
it detects it puts off this antenna here, the telescopic antenna. It puts off an electromagnetic field. So anything comes inside and breaks the electromagnetic field.
See, it has to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Or you can stretch it out wider.
You can
the
adjust. You can
sensitivity.
adjust the sensitivity with
Yes.
the radius and increase it
Yep.
to a larger area. But normally, you have to have something that moves
Within
very
that
close to
vicinity.
the antenna
Mhm.
for it to set it off.
So down here, nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's got to be at a
Instead of my hand
kind of
too.
like a dome.
Yeah, it's kind of like an umbrella.
Okay.
That's how I was holding it on the Brushy Mountain video. I had it out to here.
And it uses electromagnetic.
It creates its own electromagnetic field with the
Okay.
antenna.
Okay. All right. Well, show me something else. Let's set this here and see what happens.
So we have an SB7 spirit box, and this is something that was mentioned to me earlier today because that doll over there has been messing with me. I kind of want to go stand over there next to the doll with the spirit box and see if she's got something to
Why don't you
say.
turn on the Necrophonic app?
I would rather use spirit box.
You got it with you?
It's in the bag.
Okay. So what we're going to do is Dustin, or if you want to come and get Kevin's phone, and then Mary will get the phone that we're recording there. And
Turn y'all around.
There you go, just see how you want, man. AM, FM, sweep right forward, reverse.
yeah, you're not even seeing her. Here, give it here. I can put it under here and
Then
clip
I
it.
will let Kevin do this, and I'll get in there and we can test out the.
He's gonna be
Just
out.
unplug
I
it.
trust the necrophonic.
Turn it back around the way it was. Good way. Okay. So.
It could also be trying to maybe pick up on the cell phone that's sitting right there too. So.
All right, hold on. I get my glasses on. I'm blind as a bat, which is really a bad reference because bats are actually. All right, we got Dustin on there. And you want to put the REM pod back over there where it was, or you just want to do the EVP?
AVP.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, let's grab the room pod.
Okay.
Oh. Usually that's just what it is. It's sitting here.
So that works. So I wanted to ask if somebody is here with us right now.
Let me turn the volume up.
Have you been affecting my emotions?
I will tell you that this phone is zooming and zooming in and out. It's doing it in little increments.
You can turn the volume up on that too, Kevin, just a little bit too. You can do it on both sides. Okay, there you go.
Open it. I'll do it. I'm used to her, so.
At one point.
That's up to him.
What's that?
He's saying maybe try and take her out. That's up to you if you want to do that. So I can take her out. That way
The
you don't
live
have to
stream
mess
just
with
ended on me
It did? Why?
because I can't do
I'd
anything.
rather not.
Yeah.
That.
It needs to be open. She
Did you see that?
Well, let me open it.
Go ahead.
Because she won't respond a lot of times unless the door's open. So we'll just go ahead and open it, and then I'll put these back up here, and then I'll go back behind the camera. If you feel anything at all, let me know, okay?
Oh, Lisa's watching. Hey, Lisa.
We'll stay over here with Kevin. Just
Yeah,
in
your
case.
phone is still doing it.
Yeah, still.
Have you been messing with my emotions?
Put that there underneath the flash.
Should we move this phone over there, Michael, so they can see what's going on?
No, I'd
No,
leave
that's
it
good
right
right
there.
there.
Leave it right there.
Just zooming in and out. That's it.
She's messing with him. He needs to talk to her. You don't think she'll answer? Is that what you feel?
She doesn't have to be wherever you moved on from her.
Try. I mean, I'm not for sure how that will. I'll ask her if she's messing with you.
Hold on. Are you going to film on here? Are you going to go live?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can't.
You can't?
We got service. Let's see if I'm that too.
Are you messing with Kevin? Are you causing feelings of anger and agitation with Kevin or anybody else in the room?
heard that.
Do you not want to answer?
Just so you know, turn it back on a little bit. Right there.
Are you messing with the cameras? Are you causing them to zoom in and out?
Fix this to how you normally have it.
Oh, that's why.
What?
Are you messing with Kevin's emotions? I'll let Kevin talk to you since you're not talking to me, okay? You're going to have to say something if you want me to stay here. Is there something else in here that's messing with us? Messing with Kevin? Are you afraid to answer?
I did hear that one. I couldn't tell that.
I'm not hearing it.
Switch to the necrophonic.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
I got.
let's switch to the necrophone.
Okay.
Okay.
It's off switches. Here we go. Go ahead and ask a question.
Are you messing with Kevin's emotions? You did it earlier in the week.
Were you affecting my emotions earlier this week? Have you been influencing my mood today? I heard a no.
I did too.
It's not her.
Who else is in here, Annabelle?
Okay, her name's not in.
Don't call her that.
Okay, well, what's your real name?
It's
She's not being called Annabelle.
Okay. Well, I apologize, Anna. I apologize.
Oh, you care?
Do we need to check the whole store?
I heard yeah, no.
I heard guilty.
Can you repeat that? Is there another spirit in the store that you're afraid of? Do you want me to close your door?
hear you heard open?
Yes, I heard open.
Do you know what's affecting Kevin's emotions and his mood?
She said REM pod.
Huh?
She said REM pod.
Say what?
She said REM pod.
Did you say REM pod? Let's try echo with that.
I picked up a few words in the back there.
You did? What'd you come through on? What came through on yours? You don't know?
Kevin. Couple times, thank you.
Do you like Kevin? Do you dislike Kevin? Are you trying to warn Kevin? Let's let Kevin talk to her. And let him talk to her, and then I'll go over here.
Man, I don't really know what.
How are you feeling exactly on Thursday?
I was feeling just angry for no reason. Why did you make me feel anger Thursday?
Oh, like said back up.
Why did you make me feel flustered earlier today?
That's when I put it closer to her box. Don't. See, now I stand over here. What do you think it said?
I don't know. I'm not able to make it.
At one point.
Is that what it sounded?
We'll go back and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that one out for sure. That was creepy. That
That
sounded.
was her.
Huh?
That was her.
Yeah, I know.
The girly voice is her. The other
What
voice is
did
not
it
her.
say?
Hold on, she said, but the girly voice is
What
her.
did she say?
It's hard to tell. April's recording right now.
That's her. That's not her.
No, I know.
Are you affecting my moods?
heard that?
What did it say?
We'll tell you here in a minute.
Do you want me to leave you alone?
Whoa! That was a hey. That was a very clear hey. Right when he said, "You want me to leave alone?" He goes, "Hey." That was very deep.
Apologize for the bird.
I did want to apologize for flipping you off.
This thing come back here.
I hope you can accept my apology.
You're done.
Yep.
Have my food. That. Stop. I hit stop. Stop. Why is it still going? I hit stop. Yeah.
Mine does that too.
It still goes. I don't know why it still does it.
Okay. Yep.
Got your number.
Yeah, that was intense. That was intense.
No. So,
No, it's gone.
as you see, I don't know if you can see me up
Back a little bit.
all the way.
There you go.
As you see, that when you do an investigation, there's a lot that goes into it. You're going to have different pieces of equipment that are going to be recording, they're going to be registering things, and as these guys are doing these investigations, sometimes they can talk to something for 30-40 minutes and get nothing. Other times they can get a series of words
Right off the
or sounds right off the bat,
Yep.
and then they have to go back and they have to listen to these real closely to see what they are. So we've introduced you to the whole team. You've got Larry, you've got April, Kevin, Brent, Dustin, myself. We'll be back next week. We don't know if everybody will be here, but we hope to have Hack from Hack's Horror Show here, DJ Twitch, Big Jim from Mountain Oddities will be here. If y'all have any questions on any of the platforms you're watching, be sure to send us those questions. I know I'd be glad to answer anything that I ain't thinking about. You're going to find us on One-Eyed Fat Man Studios on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, of course. Hopefully that's what you're watching. You're going to have Paranormal Veil Entertainment on both YouTube and on Facebook. These are going to be on, hopefully, Hack's streaming service here. Guys, it's a good day. We got to sit down with you all, talk to you, hit the bell for notifications, give us a like if you like the video, subscribe to all the channels.
Yes, guys, please.
And get ready, because in just a few weeks, these guys are going on a haunted road trip.
Yes, we are.
And it ends with a visit to Brushy Mountain
Our second
here in
time.
Tennessee. So, hope to see you then. Check out the earlier investigations. Kevin, need a good car? There you go. You want to see an oddity museum? Or you're looking for an autograph? An old toy? A new toy? Pop Culture Autographs and Collectibles, Mountain Oddities, 6113 Chapman Highway, Knoxville, Tennessee. And we ship worldwide. That being said, I'm Michael from One-Eyed Fat Man Studios, and I'll catch you later.